So games, last game from second day of planes, Ascension Gaming and G2 both 0-1, surprisingly, um, a bit. We've so far seen this draft I see due to having three of the strongest champions right now, which are Rise, Urgot, and Kaisa. But Ascension also has some good champions like Varus and Tom Kench. I really like that duo. And they have the Casio, which is good. Yeah. It can work against the Rise, but it's not like the power pick. Um, Camille Jungle coming in here, and okay, Orn, which is really good. We always love to have Orn, right, on your team. Orn is really good. Orn versus Casio, that's a really good front to back. They have Lee Sin for the early game, and Rakan last pick for G2. Rakan, um, without Saya, and like in general, in recent memory, I don't think that's good. There was Alistair, and there were Braum also. Those two were open. Probably changing things up. Maybe the Rakan is actually good, as a champion without the Saya. Right now, I feel like it can work, but I just think Alistar is just a way better champion than Rakan for engage. But that's just me. Okay, let's see the game now. All right. Not much happening level one. Maybe we see a late mate. Interesting that Jankos has Predator. I hope that's like from last game or something, because it will be really weird if Jankos had Predator. Oh, they changed it out. Yeah, it was really weird. We see the Dark Harvest leasing, which is what we're seeing in solo queue. I think Dark Harvest is just going to be more popular overall in certain champions, so that's the normal thing now. The Dark Harvest leasing. So okay, Spellbook top, Spellbook bot in Dunkench, Spellbook in Wonder. Rocky matching the Spellbook, that's good for the lane. If you can match the Spellbook, that's good for the arm. Okay, both junglers doing something really similar. They both started red and then they cross up to the other side. Jankos did the blue buff and Rocky and Laya did the crab. Now we see Jankos doing the crab and Laya doing the blue buff. So basically almost mirror. Um, G2's bottom lane pushing because they have Jankos on this side and then they know Ascension's bot lane knows that their jungler is top. Jankos ganking mid here. He just gets both summoners, so really good. And now Perks is freezing, so that's really good for them. This is how you exploit the Casio Rice matchup. I think Casio can be a counter, but then again, the Rice gank setup, despite the root being nerfed, is really good. So you can force this awkward situation where yes, you're counter, but in order for Casio to be counter, she has to play up. You can force those situations, and you can force Casio to in these kind of scenarios where you get her flash, and then it gets awkward for her because she has to play up, and she can't because she doesn't have flash. These kind of things. And then once Rice gets outside of lane, he's such a great champion in the side, and what his kit provides for later. Jank's okay, three people mid. Interesting. Well, they really want to put the Rice ahead in this matchup, which I think is good. Looking for him, looking for his teammate there, trying to put him even. Well, he plays a ward in front of Rakan. Yeah, Rakan is just gonna clear that. Never do that, guys. If you see the plant, never just place the ward. Just wait. So now Casio is gonna trigger freeze, right? Yeah, Casio should look to have a small freeze on her side, and yeah, we're seeing Jankos place a pink there. Uh, yeah, he's doing the top grab. So now Jankos has one grab more than his opponent, so he's kind of ahead in this matchup, but he isn't. They're evens, yes. So. All right, Jankos is looking for a gank, repeat gank on Casio. trying to exploit the fact that Cassie does not have summers here. Um, if Jankos flashes, yeah. Oh, that was really close. Lion actually saved Casio from the red smite. Um, really good from Lion. He stopped his wolves for that to help him. Jankos still got the deep worth that is really good to have because you can always spot the enemy jungler when he's doing his camps, and he wasn't spotted when he left the ward, so he did gank there, and they could expect that to be there, but it's not likely that they're gonna notice that, and that what can give a lot of information if it stays for long since it wasn't seen being placed or they didn't see Django's have a bank and then enter there and then they're leaving, that kind of thing. That's really important in competitive. Just not being noticed when you're leaving wards, and also when you have wards in your inventory, like dropping them in way. It's really interesting how you see players sometimes before show when you drop your wards so that they don't see that you just place a ward, things like this. The use of information is really important. So okay, one they're taking the fruit, so the honey fruit. Hernan rushing attack speed boots like we saw earlier. Also in the EDG game against Direwolves, we saw iBoy rushing the Berserker Greaves, which is really good. Rakan again walking mid, and now Hernan also walking mid. He doesn't have to go bottom because Barrows is freezing, so they get a free flash out of this kind of play. Um, I think Wonder and Kieran are just overforcing. They have the numbers advantage, sure, because Varus was freezing, but you have to stop at some point. Like here they're just over chasing. Um, yeah. Here is more. I think here they're just not respecting the fact that the more that you over chase and the more time that you take chasing those kills, the more time that you give to the enemy to collapse. So the same concept that I've been talking in every other video. Basically, if you do not one shot people there, basically you're risking a collapse from the enemy team, and that's what happens here. Like here, we have 4-man bed because Varus is bot freezing or just last hitting basically. So a really good run out of the G2's bot lane, but here they're just over forcing. Rakan didn't even take the Ferg's ultimate here, and they don't one shot that Tam Kench. They took a while killing the Tam Kench, and you could say, oh, you don't really one shot Tam Kench because of thick skin and things like this. You can one shot. You can like um, commit everything to the Tam Kench and get the kill, but once you start over chasing and instead of like calling the play off or like oh stop, guys, let's stop here, things like this. You're giving the enemy time to collapse. So that was a big problem there. Looks like a boss. Okay, we're back into the game. Let's see if I can. Yeah, okay. Ascension starting the Herald. Kaisa was bottom. She had TP, but she didn't TP. Rakan also lost flash. Really good call. I like that the fact that they swapped the lanes out. The thing that I don't like is that, but in doing that, they just keep on losing more CS. So they were already behind CS. Now they're extra behind in CS. The good thing is that they have Herald and the map splits. So map splits with Herald are really good because you can keep on going. You're much more faster than your opponents. Like here, they forced G2 back to top, and G2 didn't really get anything when they were bottom. They could have just gotten the bot turret, but if they had done that, if they had stayed for bot turret, then Ascension takes 2 turrets on the other side with Herald. So that's the thing with Herald. You will either get a 1-for-0 or a 2-for-1 insurance. Perks just knows that they are there. He knows his weak side, his strong side, and he knows the tempo of the enemy team. He was so far behind, he immediately flashed, and that ulti from Varus came from Fog of War. Perks had in mind that this is their tempo because my team just got to push the wave. He sees Kaisa pushing the wave, and he sees Wonder start walking from bot. He knows in his mind that Ascension has tempo here, and tempo means that they can make a play. and the play is me because there's isn't anything else in the map top side. So play is either me. They can go for Kaiser, but Kaiser is really safe because she was closer to her trade, things like this, and she can make more time. Things like that. It was so in his mind that he did that. Like you can see it. Yeah, they overdive here a bit. Oh, well, never mind. Wonder gets away with flash. Yeah, he gets away. So good dive, I guess. Really good counter perks set that up really well because he knows that Kaisa here, she cannot be dead basically. Two people were close to base or in the base, that which means that Perks is the only person on the map from G2 other than Wonder and Kiernan, but Kiernan is basically AFK because he's top trying to catch the wave. Wonder is going to push a wave and then move. So he knows that he's the only person here. He knows that Ascension has the time to do this play, that they have the tempo, and that they have everyone on the map already here. So he knows that this play is coming, and he was playing really far behind, like back. Like you can see him. This is a turret, and he was here. And when this play happens, a flash, our flash, and he reacts to that. From Fog of War, he has a ping ward here. And why is that? Because he, in his mind, he's just waiting for it to happen. That's so cool. Like, that's a mark of a really good player right there. That understands tempo and timings where the enemy team can do a play on you, especially specifically. So Hiernan got the top turret out of what G2 did because in all of that, G2 were chasing the kills while Hiernan pushed from here to here. So, and pushing from here to here gives you lets you stack away because no one is going top, so no one is killing your minions. So you're able to stack 1 to 2 to 3 waves and then push all the way down to the turret. Look at this; it's a lot of minions that he got, and he's getting more minions. So he definitely had the time to get the turret. So they seem relieved from that play. Okay, Orn met here. He looked for a play on Perks. Perks doesn't have summoners. He was not that bad. These are instances where you can get punished. What you have to look for is to catch second most of the time and play it like that. Because you never know when a standing here will result into a death. Like, if you know Orn or someone else can come here, which I don't know if you know because he's basically sacking bottom because they are already bottom here. And they're letting them push, no one's showing. Um, but yeah, the most important thing is if you always catch second, you're in fog of war because your turret grants you fog of war, so they cannot see you. And not only that, you can always catch the wave there. It's the same thing. The problem is that then you can get siege, right? But it's way better than just staying here because here they have vision of you, and on top of that, you are compromised to you're more likely to get caught. Yeah, he's playing safe. He's definitely playing safe. He's very fast, throwing the Qs to see as the way with the things like this, but he still gets like if he had gotten tagged by the Orn ultimate, that could have been really dangerous. So this siege can happen earlier if you're just waiting for the wave here, but it's very different because you're not chunked when that happens. So very important point there. They lost mid turret and they traded for the bot turret. Kaisa and Rakan were tailing Wonder. They were behind him. They were looking for that kind of play that Gambit did against G-Rex, like I mentioned a couple of days ago, where you have in a side lane the AD carry behind the top laner looking for a kill. So really cool stuff, but they couldn't really get it. Now they're going for the 1-3-1. They don't have mid turret, which is really important, but they can still do the 1-3-1. They'll most likely look to get vision on the Rise side because they want Rise to be the one who has the freedom on this 1-3-1 setup or split push. Man, Ascension is just so far behind in CS every game. This is the second game that they play, and the second game that they are so far behind in CS in all lanes or across most of the lanes. We're seeing that G2 had a lot of vision bot side, and it's probably because the way the game was playing out. Their dual lane was bottom earlier, and now they are mid lane. So the next time that they get vision is probably going to be top side. We saw that little interaction between Rakan and Lee that enabled Rocky to start a Drake with his support. Now we see Wonder spotting this, so I wonder what's going to happen. Rakan kind of got caught there, but the cheeky ignite at the end. Well, Rakan got them a kill. Cassie should never go aggro if her team is doing Drake in the other side. That was a misplay, definitely. Now they're getting collapsed on by the time catch ulti, which is really good map movements, really good play from Ascension. Not letting Rise take the turret. Rise did got the turret very low. Perks has that turret available for the next push. If Champions does not have ultimate, or if he's being tailed by someone else. If he has Jankos behind and things like this. Their Jankos was behind him, but Kaisa wasn't able to collapse. She stayed mid or was close to that because Kaisa can also get collapsed by Tankage. So it's rather difficult to play the side lane sometimes against Tankage. Like here, you can see Kaisa middle, so it's really hard for Kaisa to come here, right? So you're seeing Urgot walk close to Kaisa. You see Urgot and Kaisa really far away. If Urgot and Kaisa could like rotate alongside the Pharaohs and the rest of the enemy team, if you can match that, that's good. But they don't have mid turret, so you have to remember that. Here they went on G4. This is what I called earlier. Tailing plays are really good if you're behind your top laner or any side laner. If you have someone behind that can gank that person, you can force these kind of situations where you're putting yourself ahead in every side lane and help each other out. That was a good timing because Tamkinch couldn't really come, or if he had game, it wasn't a good time for him to come because they had G2 had numbers there on that side, had people there basically. So Cassie lost Flash, or did she? I don't remember she lost Flash, but she was like forced out of the side lane basically. Both carries from G2 had a lot of CS compared to their opposition. They're even up in levels, so the 2 level lead on Kaisa can matter sometimes because Kaisa is a hybrid carry. The more levels she gets, the better she gets. Like, way better. So we see Jankos and what they tailing perks. So this allows perks to push aggressively. This is what I was talking about. If Tankage ults, then those two can match that. Here, they're going for a play, we can match that, right? The problem is the Kaisa, you know. How do you get Kaisa there if you do not have turret? Well, she TP'd, but then it's just a 5v5, right? I like the fact that you two match, and I like the fact that both Kaisa, Kieran, and Wonder TP'd immediately. What I don't like is that the way the fight played out. I think that you have to play out the fight to make enough time for everyone else to come. So Rise doesn't have flash, so how do you make that like a thing? So here, let's see if they can make enough time. I'll actually change the speed of the video because it's very annoying that it's really fast. So here, Perks, can he make enough time? It looks like it because even if this connects, these people aren't here yet. So by the time this ends, they aren't going to one-shot him or anything like that. So here you can move. And now Rakan had to go in, but but yeah, TP takes a while for them to come, and this is a compromising spot for them to TP, and Rakan just gets one shot. So it's hard to tell, but yeah, you basically have to look for ways to make time for the two TPs to come, and then you can look for the fight. And this choke split G2 apart into so they're in a 4v5 situation where yeah, these guys are low, Ascension is low here, and they're protecting the Sonias, but this choke split these 4 people, 2 here. So G2 carries are on this side while the other 2 are here. So carries cannot deal damage comfortable. They cannot be comfortable dealing damage from here. They can just be sunned out by the enemy team, and then yeah, like this is so nasty. Uh, yeah, Ascension. I thought they were going to be like this close against the competition. I actually knew that they were like a threat to this group. So this is the worst third seed to get in any group, like out of any group. This is the scariest one, because they can always be really aggressive in the early game, and if they don't, they're really good. So they can do a lot of things. The problem with them that I'm seeing is that they always have little farm in their carries and things like this. They're not CS at all for these kind of plays. Here they just went for the Katsu. She didn't have summoners. She had flash, but yeah, he was pretty much dead. So as you can see, Jankos, if they keep going on the perk side, they keep playing out of that side, they keep ganking the side lane basically. And what you're seeing out of G2 the whole game here is not stopping on the silent plays, on the ganking the other side. If we saw G2 only try one time, it didn't work. There wasn't anyone to gank there. But we keep on seeing the first time it went terribly wrong. Tompkins just killed Perks trying to get the turn. Second time, Perks looked for the same play. They got a team fight, but they just got destroyed in the team fight because Rakan got one shot, so they lost the fight. The third time, they get a kill on Casio. So you can see how they keep playing for the turret. They keep playing to get that. Ascension, sorry, the Baron. I hope that that is not too obvious. They dropped the ward behind the pit, so it's probably too obvious now. Is it going to be a 50-50? Oh my god, you hate to see that. What a way to throw. Like, well, they were already behind, but not that far behind, and now they're just out of the game. I think that G2 coming into day 4, it is going to be much better prepared against these teams, and they'll give them the proper respect. They'll learn that these teams aren't nostalgic. They'll learn that these teams are actually really good. So it's a good thing that this happened in the plays because now they can be better prepared if they get to the next phase in the group stage. They can be more aware of this kind of things like, oh yeah, we have to focus more on fundamentals. Like even these teams can punish us by doing this, and they can work more as a team on what they have to do basically. Janko's got the smites, so oh my god. Ascension. Ascension is gonna end up being the last place team in this group, and I don't feel like they're playing that bad. I think that yeah, they don't have CS on their carries. They always are ditching waves to get the CS, but also we are seeing also we're seeing we're seeing Ascension dying in silence. Like Cassie already got one time she was pushed out of the bot lane, then that time she was pushed out of top, and now we're seeing the CS differential on mid and AD carry being really relevant because now we are in a point in the game where G2 has the lead and more than that, and they have Baron, so now they're just already in the late game. So I'm gonna see other champions, so they are already online where the other carries for Ascension they aren't. So they aren't that strong yet. Mm, they're not timing the waves very well, and when you have Baron, you have to look to time the waves almost perfectly so that they hit. If you're playing 3 lanes, that is, so that they hit at the same time, and you can push all the waves at the same time. If you time this wave with this wave with this wave, you can hit the turret at the same time in all 3 lanes, and the enemy team has to make a decision quick. And if not, they're just gonna lose all turrets over and over, and that will keep happening, right? But how can you time the wave? You can say, or how can you coordinate that? Well, there was a huge wave here, so why is no one going for this wave? Why no one is pushing this wave? You have to look for that. Sometimes using all your spells like this isn't good. You have to last hit the wave with your autos so that you're giving enough time for your teammates to push in the other side. Things like this, slowly and steady, you can coordinate the waves and make all the waves hit at the same time. And that's a really important concept when you're playing 3 lanes, because if you're playing 3 lanes instead of 2, if you're playing 1-3-1 like this, you need to make sure that you're pressuring all points of the map at the same time. That's the most important thing about this concept. If you're going for a 1-3-1, it's because you want to pressure the map in all points at the same time. You want to split push top, bottom. You have to be your 3-man squad break. You have to pressure all spots at the same time. That is if it's a 1-3-1. If it's a 3-1-1, it's the same thing about pressuring, but it's different, the lane setup and the ways you do things. Here they just flash away. They knew that this was the only thing that could happen. From playing 3 lanes, you have to be really reserved like that, like they did there, where Perks flashed and can just follow with his dashes, because you know that that's the only thing the enemy team can do. They can group in one lane and then they can like engage on that lane, while the other two can just go crazy and push the other two side lanes. So it still work for you too. They still get the turrets, but I would prefer them coordinating better their waves. So here they're just fighting and winning. For Ascension, like I really feel bad because out of the teams that are 0-2, we have the whole Latin American squad. We have KLG, Infinity, and Kaboom 0-2, all of them. We have Ascension also 0-2, but I don't think Ascension is that bad. Like I think they're really good to the group. They got one of the toughest groups definitely because they have also the super massive second seed. So not to discredit all the other teams. All the other teams are also great. Like Gambit and Jurex is also a tough group because I think both Gambit and Jurex are really good. Um, and yeah, well, G2 ended up with a win, and that's pretty much it for today. So thanks for watching.